about for these upcoming Pugs matches?
Pugs are just so much fun, especially when you're playing with fellow friends and they just so happen to be on the enemy team. And the killing them part is the best fun part. The duels are great. And, I love the Battle Mercy. You know me, wings up, pistols out. So I'm hoping that there might be a Anna who supports it, maybe a Nanovelk. We'll see. Pugs are just so unexpected. I'm just excited to see what these players have in store for us.
I totally agree. Typically with Overwatch, it is a game where they encourage you to play with your friends on the same team. And it's really only in these custom games that you ever get to face off against each other. But with Pugs, there's so much diversity and, everyone's kind of on some mixed up teams. And, it is a good chance to face off against your friends and show them what you're made of, do a little flexing power squats here and there, rub it in a little bit before the next game you play.
We're going to have some sore legs tomorrow.
Probably some sore winners and sore losers.
Yes, eyes might be sore from all the crying or yelling. We'll see.
It's going to be great. I'm also excited to see, all the potentially different team comps that might come out during Pugs. We have these standard teams where they play together all the time. They're working the metas. They're practicing certain styles of comps. But we have players of all different levels for this Pugs tournament. And it'll be interesting to see if they play maybe to each other's strengths versus around certain styles of team comps. Not really sure what they're going to do there. I don't know, Tropic.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I mean, with Pugs in general, usually it's just a grand old time. And today's not any different. So we might see some really interesting non-meta comps. We might see some Bastion coming out. Maybe some Torb Hammer kills. The possibilities are endless. I'm excited. Pugs are just always such a fun time. So we will definitely see those players who are like, you know what? I want to be friends with you and some friendly duels going on. And like you said, there are even some players from our FA teams going from 4.4K all the way down to 2.5. So I'm excited to see some of these players come out and, play with the community. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. And, it'll be an interesting opportunity for some of those higher ranking players to either show their skills and lead or lift up their teammates. That can show a lot during the drafting phase. And that could be, from a coaching perspective, if you can pick a player that elevates the rest of your team, that is a shiny looking draft pick right there.
Exactly.
And yeah, I don't know. What else do you think they're going to be looking for during some of these Pugs for their draft picks?
It's always, we'll probably see some Widow duels coming out. So that's always a great, who's the sharper shooter? Same with Ashe, but there's also going to be those, everybody needs a main tank. We've all been in those comp games or games in general where it's like, oh, what is my Rhine doing? And so, we'll probably see some great main tank play, which is also really exciting. Maybe some gnarly shatters. Maybe we'll see. And, I do hear that Crazy Cat, one of the coaches from our True Blue team, and Pascal, they're both in it tonight. They have a duel going on. Both main tanks at it. And so it'll be really exciting to see. I'm hoping that they're probably not going to be on the same team. So there might be some power squats going between the two of them.
Oh, absolutely. And, we've seen both of them in the past kind of go at each other. And on the Discord server, wow, they talk a lot of trash.
Oh, man, yeah.
I'm excited. I think that, we're going to see some really great shatter blocks. I also think it's highly possible some of these personal duels could negatively affect the team. They're going to get too focused on that and say, oh yeah, that's my rival, solo shatter. That's okay. And you know what?
Worth it.
Yeah, the main tank is a great play, but is it always going to be the right play at the right time? We'll have to see.
We'll see. I'm pretty excited in general. We'll probably see them dancing around each other, looking to shatter, and then one of them is, totally blocks the other, and then on the comm side there's some going on. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited.
I bet you we'll see it in the chat too, and we'll get a little taste as the audience, and hopefully we'll see some of that trash talk we've talked about.
Definitely. Oh man,
Yeah.
But it looks like we potentially going to start off with King's Row with tonight. And so what are you thinking on that? That definitely is a big Reinhardt Zarya map.
Yeah.
I smell Reinhardt in the air.
That's, I totally agree. That first choke point is always so hard to push through that gate onto the first control unlock point there. And well, I'm really hoping to see May. It is a great main map, easy to section off people from the other team, isolate them, mow them down with that focus fire. But we're in PUGs, so hopefully the communication is there for them to get that kind of work done. And it's King's
Yes.
Row, right? So there's all of the sniper battles as well.
Yes, we're going to go on our first hybrid map of King's Row, where players will be trying to get that first initial point, and the defensive team will be defending that point. Once the player attack team successfully captures that point, they will then move on to pushing a payload through second point, which is the check point, and all the way to the final of the map, third point. So it'll be exciting. We'll see what defense mechanisms the defending team comes up with. Again, I'm also really excited for the May. May had her buff. We haven't seen her on too many things, but I think that these teams will definitely utilize it, especially on a map like King's Row.
Yeah, absolutely. And, King's Row is a very common favorite map for a lot of people in general. And it also looks like we're going to get the winter version of King's Row. So a very nice seasonal treat here. And
yes.
And this map, when it's in the winter mode, is not the standard payload. It's actually Santa's sled that you have to push through and deliver the goods.
Yes, we're going straight, just like the retail, to Christmas. Who cares about Thanksgiving?
That is true. Overwatch goes straight from their Halloween event into the winter event. Oh, look at that. They did do the Symmetra event currently going on right now. Maybe that's their gimmick there for the Thanksgiving Day. But either way, looks like we got some great teams lined up for you. Blue team getting ready to set up on the defense here before the payload is unlocked. We got the Reinhardt and Zarya. Oh, quick pause now. Probably just getting the last couple things in place. But this is going to be blue team's comp. So a Rein Zarya with the McCree as well and the Widow. We talked about those Widow battles in high ground. What do you think we're going to see from them, Tropic?
We definitely, Orion will probably be looking to pick out that first Widow if attackers do decide on that. We do see Pascal on the defending team with the Rein. So again, it'll all be about Oro to see if he will or they'll be able to, protect that Rein enough to do those crazy plays with Crazy Cat on the attacker side. It looks like there is Genji potentially coming up for attacker, so he might be going straight to Orion. Oh. So that'll be some potentially crazy duels. Honestly, if I know Crazy, I've played with him in the past. He'll probably just be all about pressing the W key, going straight in it. We're breaking our W key tonight, and going straight at it. And so we will see how if the whole team will be aggressive enough to go forward in that degree.
That's true. Yeah, if you have that type of aggressive tank, if you don't have the backup for it, it is going to be tough. And, it looks like we don't know. They still have a couple seconds left to change, but Crazy Cat sticking on that Rein so far. So we're going to see some great aggressive coming out as the gates are opening here on King's Row. Blue team falling back a little bit. You saw that choke point there early on. Fire strikes coming out from both Reinhardts, finding a little bit here as the red team pushes around the statue to push forward onto point, walking forward very quickly and aggressively. Pascal getting very aggressive, pushing forward, and that is a cleanup for the blue team as red goes to reset. Genji here in the back getting cleaned up.
That was beautiful from Pascal and Oro. They went ahead and just fully countered that aggression and went right back at it. Those bubbles coming in from Oro was great. Icy did try to counter with that, but it just wasn't enough. So I'm hoping to see a little bit more of chemistry between the two tanks on the attacker side.
In the back, and let's call out Pascal already has Earth Shatter online. I don't know if they're ready. There it is. Drops big onto the ground. Wow, and he charges through. It's going to be cleanup kills again in favor of the blue team. Reapers, yeah.
Yeah, Oro is super supercharged right now. She is super shiny. And so I definitely think that there will be a combination between grab coming up. Icy still is building up on that grab. And so hopefully they're probably, oh, and grab is pushed out.
There it is. And there, this blue team collapsing onto the grab as well from all angles successfully. Red team getting herded back into their spawn
Another
into
full
the
reset.
no entry. Ooh,
You know,
what
red team really needs to just create some space right now. And maybe that's what Matt Thriller is thinking about with the nano coming up. I'm thinking that Crazy wants that nano. He might just charge in there and just, oh, but Deadeye's coming out behind. And he's led by Matt Thriller.
Oh,
big sleep, big pick from the red team, creating some space down as they trade DPS.
There's a nano Genji onto point for the red team, finding both healers, and very nice job by the Reinhardt, gets taken out, but it's still Hot is on fire with another cleanup kill onto the Reinhardt. Looking really good for the red team as they also have spawn advantage as well, and they're clearing out the blue team. I'm not sure if blue team's going to be able to reset and recontest this point.
No, this definitely seems like a cleanup for red team right now. And they have some great ults coming up. It looks like somebody might touch, but no, they're going straight back. And first point is captured for red team. We probably will be seeing a crazy play with Crazy Cat and a Shatter, probably looking at Pascal, but Pascal's right there behind with his Shatter, just moments away.
Absolutely. And Reaper on the red team, also Unbreakable, he has his ultimate as well. So some deadly combination potential there as both teams are now pushing down this alleyway, trying to get the Shatter comes through, finding a couple people in favor of the red team. Oh, Pascal goes down as well. Main tank down for red. They don't have a shield to protect them. And right now they're getting mowed down as the blue team is continuing to clean up. I mean, the red team is continuing to clean up blue and push forward.
Ooh, they definitely have a momentum going. Mini is trying their best to stall a little bit with the Doomfist pick as, oh, but Crazy is just on her. Just absolute denial. But we do have some big ults coming up from both teams. We'll see which one gets the bigger grab. Blue really needs to get a fat grab to be able to stop this momentum. Red is coming at second point with 3 minutes, and grab is pushed out. Both
sound barriers are used in response as well, trying to keep everyone alive. Death Blossom by Unbreakable claims 2 lives in favor of red. Mini trying to get that pick in the back, but there's just a lot of pressure from red team left as well. There's still, oh wow, great presence on the plane as they are coming back. Mini fending people, wow, and one punch is Hot.
Wow.
Really nice turnaround and clutch, if I may say so, by Mini.
Mini saved that for their team. I'm curious what coaches are thinking right now with Mini's play. But Aura still just supercharged coming in, just waiting. He's just building up that grab, you know. Well, again, both Shatters are coming online. We'll probably see a fat grab from one of them. And from that place, we'll see which team, if they're going to stop the momentum of red.
It'll be interesting to see if they choose to do grab or nano. There's the blade actually coming through, naked blade coming through, finding some work as well, killing one of the healers for blue team. Meteor strike comes down from Mini, and Mini gets another kill after that. Wow, blue team really doing a nice job on this alleyway for King's Row of pushing red back repeatedly.
Mini is just going insane right now on the Doomfist, getting a 5K. Oh my goodness. You know, red team really needs to have it looks like there is a change in the Genji. Going to a Tracer, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the great counter to counter that Doomfist. They really need to counter that Doomfist right now. I was thinking maybe a Mei. Maybe Mei could help a little bit.
Yeah, or Sombra.
Sombra, yes, or Farah even.
Oh, but Hot getting a little aggressive here in the back. And the grab just absolutely grouping everyone on the red team up for blue to mow down and collapse on. Pascal is so aggressive up here at the front. He doesn't care. He has the backup he needs. And blue team is fending off another assault from the red team.
The team is doing a great job at killing this momentum that red had. They have a minute left to cap second point. Red really needs, they have a Blossom Beam build right now. They really need a fat, maybe even a Nano Blade, a Beyblade with Reaper. So they can get some big picks coming up.
Yeah, and Mini falling very low. Thankfully, his healers are on point, giving him what he needs. And wow, 2 more players, 4, and that's a lot of kills coming in favor for the blue team. Once again, the nanoed Pascal Reinhardt looking good, looking really intimidating.
30 seconds coming on the line, and blue has a lot of ults from that, but right with it, attack those 2. So we will see. Oh, Minnie coming back on the flank back line, and he's
Oh, Minnie
wow.
just ruthless and unrelenting on his assault for the back line there, really trying to stagger them. Blue team getting so aggressive, pushing them almost back into their spawn and successfully cleaning out the red team. Kills still coming in favor of them. Lucio for red trying to do his best to get back, but unfortunately Mike gets picked off en route. 5 seconds left, and I don't think red's going to be able to push again. Or touch the point at all, as you see some celebratory ults get popped at the end.
Wow, Minnie was doing such a great job at just wow. I'm just Doomfist really, he really isn't utilized in big meta anymore, but he was just showing why Doomfist should come back.
Absolutely. And he just was one punching those low squishy healers in the back line repeatedly, getting the picks he needed to be effective, and bailing out at the right time, sometime with his meteor strike.
Yes, that was some ridiculous plays, as well as Aura just protecting Pascal from that aggressive play. They're syncing so well together, just pushing in, and halting the aggressiveness from the red team. Red team had a great initial push in from there, but going in, blue team was always up in ults, or they were they just won the ult battle in the end.
Yeah, I totally agree. And with the red team attacking this time, looks like we're gonna have the Bastion comp and the Torb comp. All right, so it'll be interesting to see how blue team breaks through this and breaks down the shield.
Yes, we saw Hot make some great plays coming out. He was the one who got that first point for red, and so I'm excited to see him on the Bastion, and we'll see how blue team counters that, or if they do.
Right. We'll see how he enjoys the point and click adventure after he's in turret mode. Minnie opening up with a Widow, trying to get the initial pick here, sticking on it as well. Blue team is pushing around the statue here, trying to get onto the point. Minnie's going around looking for that high ground, definitely going to be looking for that pick onto the Bastion or the Torb turret. Oh, Minnie gets the pick onto Torb himself as the first blood, and kills are now coming in favor of the blue team. Red just got mowed down on that first push all of a sudden.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That was great plays coming in from blue. They snuck into hotel and just pushed forward on red's biggest Matt tried to stop, but no, that'll be a full reset coming in. Blue already has some ultimate, and Minnie coming in with that, clicking those headshots. They are on fire. Ruthless. Oh my gosh. Looking for Blooper.
I mean, that feels bad, man. Oh, and a great block of the shatter from Crazy. Unfortunately, Crazy does go down. Pascal has the backup from his team to make the magic happen. And Aro still pushing forward. Oh, does get mowed down by the Reaper. Minnie looking deadly up here on the high ground. We saw him get a couple picks already, and he is providing the backup long range that his team needs.
Mike did change off onto the Zen, so I think that Discord will be really powerful coming in with red. But we do have Minnie creeping on the high top, and so we will. Oh, Minnie just countering Hot.
Minnie getting dove by the Reaper. Not sure. Finally taken down by Unbreakable, but unfortunately for the red team, not before Minnie had taken down 2 people already. So still looking like red is going to hold up here, real aggressive, and blue only down by 1. Pushing forward, you can see the sled moving around the corner, approaching its final destination, lit up there. Red has got to push back at some point. Grav comes through for the red team, but Pascal is nanoed and staying alive. Lamp keeping the red team alive as well, and the shatter is huge from Crazy as he gets a pin into the back. Pascal coming for him. He's dead before he can even land the pin, and Hanzo here doing his best to hold the point. Poor Hot. Oh, he gets taken down. And that is an excellent win there by the blue team.
Wow. Sid.
Wow. That was some hectic Overwatch play. We saw some good Doomfist there in the first round. We saw Minnie just popping off here. That was some great Overwatch.
That was some great Overwatch all around. We saw those shatters being blocked from both Pascal and Crazy Cat.
Absolutely.
And the Zaryas. Nobody ever talks about the Zaryas supporting the Reinhardts, but Oro, he was doing a great job at just keeping the Rhine alive. Icy was
Every
getting
time.
some nasty grabs too, but it just, in the end, it wasn't enough for the red team as blue just takes on with that 4-minute cap.
Oh, yeah, it was a quick cap, man. And well, every time Pascal was, diving in there, doing those charts, getting aggressive against Crazy Cat, we saw those bubbles coming through. We saw that grab right there at the entrance of the choke point, the first choke point, and all of Team Blue just beautifully collapsed around onto the grab, totally negating the shield. Shield can only block one plane. So as soon as you've collapsed all the way around and pincered them, it was great clean out right there.
And honestly, we can't forget about the supports. Supports are the ones keeping the team alive through the whole aggression and the all-pushing W. And so Rise Up and Fluffo were doing a great job as well, speeding in and speeding out the Rhine, as well as just keeping up with some great antis.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure that their hearts were beating a mile a minute or a million miles. Yeah, so much. It was. They had some really aggressive Reinhardts, which proves for some really stressful heel play.
Yes. Oh my god. And from the opposite side, Matt and Unbreakable, I can only imagine that they were like, "Oh my god, come back! I want to kill you, be my friend." That's how I feel as a support. But this just sync wasn't there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder what next map the coaches are going to want to see these teams play on, and what types of maps they think brings out the skill of each of these players, right? Is it maps that have a lot of high ground, or are they trying to keep it diverse where some of them are, a little more ground level to mid level only, not
I
necessarily
mean,
lots of high ground?
they could have some sort of like hybrids maps coming up with maybe Busan, where we have Mecha Base, which is very, a little bit more vertical. But the one I'm thinking about is the ones with the towers with the Widow Peaks. That's a little bit more vertical
Yes.
to show off a little bit more of a dive. Whilst another map in that I can't think of the name of, the one with the drums, that one.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
That has more of like a brawly feel to it. So I could see a little bit of both. And control centers have those 3 different maps, or control points have those 3 different maps to have a little bit more diversity. So we can, potentially see a little difference.
Absolutely. And see what else people can bring to the pot, right? Now we don't want to force anyone to be one tricks or, stuck on a role they don't want to be. We're here to see everyone and let everyone have some fun. Anyways,
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
we have a couple lobbies running, so it'll be interesting to see if we do flip over to our other lobby or not anytime soon. But coming up, it should be really good to see what the next map is, and maybe if we have some different Reinhardts as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
Maybe
see. It could be that, coaches are like, I want to see another map with Pascal versus Crazy. So we could see them again potentially. Regardless, I'm pretty excited to see what switch up we have with the teams, and how we go forward from that.
Yeah, it should be interesting. And we did have those changes come through for May and BAP. BAP was a little bit older, but with that big window now, it would be nice to see some Baptiste play as well.
Yes, no, I agree. We did see a little bit of from Matt coming in, but we didn't get to see the big screen. So
No.
we will, we'll see from there. We also didn't see any Mercy, which makes me sad a little bit.
Yeah. No option for Battle Mercy yet,
No
but
option,
keyword is
but
yet for sure.
true. Yes, we might go to the Icon Wall, which is pretty pharmacy friendly, pretty
Oh,
flighty friendly.
yeah. It would be
So.
great to see Pharmacy as well. Pharmacy's Farah's got a bit different mechanics than most people, Farah and Echo, right? Since
Mhm.
they fly around, you have that additional Z plane, right? That you're also up in the sky having to manage. And some of the nerfs to Farah definitely, hinder your ability to stay in the air forever, which what used to be. Now you have to strategically use the high ground and slope off some of those more rooftops that you can't actually land on. You just recharge while you slide down. Nice and easy.
Or, I mean, you could have a fare like me that forgets their gas and then falls into a pit.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and a good old ground Farah, man.
Yeah,
Whew.
exactly. Mini Junkrat.
Right,
But
but with
we're
none of the
going,
balance.
yes, we're going to Rialto here as both of our teams, blue and red, face it off with blue holding the ground on defense. Rialto is a payload map, which the attacking team will be moving the payload through first, second, and third point. And the defensive team's whole objective is to just stop that. And then once map switch, the defending team will be on attack mode and trying to get however far that the previous attack team got to.
That's right. And like you saw in the last game, there is that square that lights up to show you where the previous team pushed the payload to. So you can see that that's the objective for the next attacking team to reach in order to, win this payload style map. Rialto is one of the many maps that are this style. We have a whole bunch that we can also go to later in PUGs. But this one here is one of the few that you can ride the boats along and get booped into the ocean.
You know what? And Sid, we have some mercies coming to play for both teams. So I'm excited. Gucci coming off right immediately with Doomfist, picking on the Doomfist.
Oh, getting so aggressive there. And he does find the kill opening onto the Doomfist, but DPS have gotten traded back and both have been successfully rezzed back to the fight. Everyone's at full strength now. Reinhardt charging across and Minnie gets taken down by Crazy Cat's pharmacy combo. Really nice pockets there from the Mercy. Revenant dashing through again and back. Wow. His reset management looking real good there. And Aro getting taken down by the nade there. Red team getting aggressive while they still have the advantage, pushing onto blue here and trying to make sure that they establish good ground. The sleep comes through to save the Reinhardt as he was pinned from the other Reinhardt. Really, really excellent job there by Fluffalo, saving Secularis. Hammond still holding some of the top here, trying to hold that high ground. We see Farah flying around to the other side of the bridge. Oh, and picks off Revenant in response. So great right there. Both Reinhardts now getting aggressive, pushing forward. And you can see Plasma Turtles.
Big shatter!
Pushes everyone on the ground and gets the pin to follow up. Red team's clearing out blue for the reset.
Or maybe just sneaking around, trying to keep this alive for blue, getting a smash, but no follow-up as Gucci does finish blue off in this round. This is great. Oh, they're mines potentially trying to, but nope, red team is just relentlessly pushing this payload with 2:30 on the clock. This is a great pharmacy. Oh no, but Fluffo does get taken down.
Nice job there by Fluffalo, and the grab comes through, catching many players on the blue team. Nano in favor of red as well. The anti, there's 4 players purple right now, no heals available, and the double kill from Minnie with the full storm. The barrage does come through, also finding 2 players on the blue team, and red is pushing forward still, and Aro and Minnie, the only 2 left here to contest the point, and looks like they are going to get mowed down, and red is touching the first checkpoint. 4:20 left on the clock.
That was a great stall from Minnie. They were forcing some ults out, so red team is down a few ults, but they have some major ults coming through. We've seen some nasty play in the past from Revenant, from one of our FA teams, and so he's probably looking for Crazy's head, just going through, but right now Crazy is just playing a really nasty Farah, with Unbreakable just pocketed him.
Yeah, wow. And Unbreakable has been on point with those pockets. He only goes down a little bit here and there, and Unbreakable unfortunately gets picked off. Crazy Cat not protecting his Mercy quite enough to keep those pockets, but Oro goes down as well from Rise Up. Really nice job in trade there. Earth Shatter comes through, putting 2 on the ground. The pin trying to get the follow-up there. Mike does go down, and Secularis is nanoed for the blue team, trying to keep everyone alive as well. He gets antsied, unfortunately, and the red continues to put pressure on blue, mowing them down. Pharmacy just putting in work above here at the sky. Revenant taking down Crazy again, but Unbreakable just reses him right back.
Man, we have some ults coming up. I definitely think we're going to see a Nano Blade coming in with red, but they just might push the second point immediately.
Yeah.
These antis coming from both sides are just fabulous to see from Fluffalo. Oh, and there it is! Nano Blade coming out, getting Revlet to begin with first, and getting picked off immediately by Minnie on the Ash now. Wow. but that does secure red team with that second point as they chug along to third point with 4 minutes on the clock. Wow.
Yeah, they're setting such a beautiful pace. I mean, 4 minutes is a lot of comfortable time to continue pushing. They're getting some late minute picks, but the res comes through again onto Crazy Cat. Looks like blue team did switch to Widow and Ash, hopefully to try to respond to that better, but Barrage comes through in this very small alleyway. Crazy Cat gets punished for that because Minnie's getting his own pockets now, and both teams fighting on the point as we speak. Reinhardt's duking it out. Mercy trying to keep everyone alive as well. Bob gets thrown from the blue team, splitting up red and putting pressure from both directions onto them. He gets the kill onto Unbreakable, and that is going to have to be a reset for the red team.
That was a great Bob coming from Minnie. We've seen his gameplay in the past, so this is nothing surprise from Minnie. This is putting the stall in for blue as they regroup. Red. We do have a grab coming up, and Crazy Cat going on the Widow with that first initial pick.
Wow.
No guard pharmacy anymore as we see this Widow duel ensue.
And they were not ready for the Widowmaker swap, but Revenant is not here to play around. He gets that beautiful headshot right there and is still looking to put more pressure on as well. Blue team now getting aggressive, pushing red back towards their spawn here from the second point. And the damage, grab gets thrown by blue, trapping Plasma Turtle, and he goes down as well. That has to be a reset for red. They're already getting pushed to their spawn.
Oh no, there is a Earth Shatter spawn coming through, but he doesn't. and Ryan is being punished from Offie. Rightfully so. As red finally makes space and pushes forward. Oh, but the sleep comes on to Plasma Turtle. But that's okay. This momentum is being built for red, and they do have some great ults coming online. A Pulse and a Nano. But Minnie
picks off Anna in the back before she can get the Nano. Thankfully, Unbreakable has the res online to bring her back quickly. Earthshatter comes through, putting Zarya on the ground. She gets Nano to save, and both Reinhardt and Zarya on the point, nanoed, fighting it out against each other. Oh, Rise Up gets taken down again by Minnie. Minnie just putting pressure here as the Ash, and Revenant also getting the kill onto Gucci as the Tracer. Really nice work by the blue team as Mike brings back Secularis.
Revenant is doing some crazy Widow right now. Gucci really needs to get that pulse potentially off onto Revenant or Minnie. Both of them are doing some deadly damage. And it looks like we do have a switch to Torb, so maybe some turret work is going to be on play here. But Gucci is looking for but Revenant sneaking out.
Gucci sneaking around for that pulse bomb. You can see him looking here. We have X-ray vision as spectators, so we can see the best Mercy target sitting right there around the corner. He doesn't quite know that yet. Looking for it. Revenant still putting in work onto the tanks, and Minnie putting in work onto the healers once again. Looks like it's not going to matter what Gucci can do with this pulse bomb, but Gucci's just going to push the payload nice and easy. That's the name of the game. And blue rushes back here to shut him down. Make sure you chase him off the point. Don't get that free cart push. No one wants a C9.
Gucci really, really needs to get a really nasty. Oh my god!
Revenant gets another opening pick.
These are just so great.
I thought Gucci wasn't going to move. He still's in trouble. Oh man, Revenant has been popping off. Now that he has sights too, nobody is safe. He sees that Widowmaker going for the grapple. Oh, and Crazy gets shut down right away from that. And their kills coming in favor of the blue team. That's going to be another cleanup, Tropic.
Wow. Red team really needs to get Revenant down right now. Crazy to switch back to the Widow. And but the Battle Mercy does ensue and gets Crazy in.
Yeah. And there's not much time left. It looks like these teams here are about to still pushing onto the point. Blue is doing their best to hold and keep OT from trickling down as well. Secularis swinging his hammer all around. Really nice job as Blue's still holding. Pulse bomb gets thrown. Doesn't find much there. And red is trickling onto the payload, doing their best to keep the OT from bleeding out right now. Widowmaker coming through. Finds Fluffalo here at the last minute. That could be big. Can they stay on the point, pushing Rise Up, doing their best to stay and keep on the point with their presence. Tanks have come back as well. That OT spawn time is longer than normal, but Mike gets taken down by Hammond. Really nice job. Kills coming in favor of the red a little bit here. Bob gets thrown. That's a great pressure from the blue team here onto red. Reinhardt blocking onto the side here as it's just Gucci on the point. Can't get off at all. Hog hooks the ball, and the Earth Shatter comes through from Secularis, dropping 2 of them. Roadhog pops his ultimate. Whole Hog, usually shredding through that shield, finally does it and takes down the Reinhardt also. Red team is not giving up on this last push. This is fantastic to see here. Mini putting some pressure here on the back line. Does force Lucio to pop his ult here, and Crazy Cat getting the kill as well, putting in some work. Red team just holding this last push for OT towards the 3rd checkpoint. Crazy Cat looking for that snipe, waiting for the person to pop out. No one quite exiting yet as blue team is trying to do a soft regroup potentially. Secularis gets nano boosted as the Roadhog here, and both tanks of the blue team are on the point doing their best to hold. Kills coming in favor for both sides, so back and forth. Mines are thrown from Aro for the blue team, finding Unbreakable. Oh, that's tough there, and kills looking tough for the red team. Hammond does drop his bombs in favor, but wow, dropping that was a fantastic final push by the red team. You know, we saw the blue team throw a couple ults at the end at nobody. I think they thought the round was over, but red team came back and almost clutched it all the way to the 3rd point.
That was just so intense. You know, they were coming off with such, you know, Revenant was just going straight, just hitting heads left and right. Red did not know what to do with him, and then just the pressure was on, and they were like, "We're gonna get it to 3rd point," and they practically got it to 3rd point. That was some insane play. Rise up, Warrior that whole time, just keeping the team alive. Insane stuff with Gucci coming in from the back lane. We can't forget Crazy Cat getting those picks onto Revenant, which was big for the team. Just great play overall from the red team. Plasma Turtle, just insane. Absolutely insane. But on the opposite side, Oro's changed to Hammond in the end. That was big. Just creating that space, or denying the space to even get on the payload in the end. With the mines, Oppie did try to do the same thing with his mines, but it just wasn't enough. But still, that was some insane play coming in from the red side. Wow.
Absolutely. And, you know, let's give a nice shout out to both Mercies and healers that were pocketing. We saw those pockets coming through relentlessly on some of those DPS players. And, well, they're not nearly as effective without the damage boost. But
Gucci coming in!
Yeah, Gucci coming in hot now. Opening flood with a pick onto Revenant here. Still looking for Revenant on that same angle. Revenant hasn't moved around yet. Both teams duking it out on the point. Blue team pushing the payload forward here. Secularis gets slept. Bubble does come in to protect him, but the pin and the anti-combo afterwards are too much. Junkrat for the blue team putting in some damage here. Not finding too much, but Widowmaker skirting around the top high ground, probably looking for that. There it is. Revenant gets the pick onto Gucci right after he was rezzed and brought back to the fight. So that's 3 men down for the red team. Looking really good here for blue as they've already taken down both healers and that's a cleanup.
Wow. We do have a change to the Ashe with the damage boost. So that'll be, hopefully it's pretty big, as Anna is just, Fluffo is just playing the, being the unplugging here and moving the cart. But red has a lot of ults coming up. We have a grab. We have a tire to suit combo with that.
And right now both teams are getting really aggressive here. You can see blue pushing forward, both Junkrats duking it out here on the side, lobbing those mines at each other left and right. Grab comes through for the blue team and finds a couple, but kills still being traded back and forth between the teams. Earthshatter doesn't find much, and Nano comes through onto the red team's Reinhardt, and he is swinging away on that point, taking down Secularis finally. Rise Up does get picked by Revenant, though. They gotta be careful of Revenant, my word.
Yes, oh my god, Revenant, they really need to eliminate Revenant to just stop this momentum that blue has with 430 on the payload as it just continues to move.
Yeah, I mean, we saw red team have quite a lot of time going into the last one and then get forced into that OT. So
that's true.
Well, I'm still hopeful we're going to have something pretty close on our hands.
We do have some big ults coming in for red team, so I'm hoping to see a big flux come through for a Sigma on offbeat.
Oh, and well, Revenant gets another pick onto Gucci. Gucci going back to that Tracer. It'll be interesting to see where he wants to rip this tire from. Oh, Revenant denies the
Denied.
tire. Shoots that thing right down. Oh, and Minnie, deadly tire from the
Wow!
back,
From
shooting
the
green. He
back.
just jumps over and then goes, yeah, let me rip this tire 2 feet away from you. No big deal.
Oh my gosh, that was ridiculous. From Minnie as blue team comes
uh,
in with 5 minutes on the clock, still moving this payload. We have a little bit of battle mercy, but no victims there. And Remnant again with that initial pick.
wow, that great job by Revenant there. Once again, winning that Widow duel. He's been on fire. Aro pushing forward now, having that bubble to protect his Reinhardt and put pressure on the red team. Earthshatter comes out, does happen to find the Mercy, and she goes down. That's the only person that it did manage to take down, but oh, really nice job by Minnie finding those kills, and kills coming in favor of the blue team once again.
Wow. And Fluffalo is just getting some insane antes, and the players are just following up on those antes. Oh my gosh. We don't have any. Oh, but there is a tire coming out from Minnie.
Where's this one going this time? Is it going to be another big kill? Going along the walls, getting crazy. Rise Up does get taken out. Yes, that's a great tire. One pick onto the healer, always fantastic. Heals are still coming through in favor of blue here and there. A couple in red, and it looks like they're successfully push the payload to the third point. Wow,
Man,
Tropic,
that
that great plays all around. We saw that Junkrat boop
and there
himself.
it is, Aura again.
Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, Aura once again with a phenomenal grab. We talked about their Zarya play earlier, and how well they did at protecting their tanks when need be. And this play goes to show it as well.
Yes,
Well, like
that
I was saying,
level of yeah. Sorry, yeah, go for it.
no, you're good. That Junkrat tire, just 3 feet away from everyone, killing both healers and the third person. Just
How he just waltzes up, just
yep,
putting himself. Yep,
cha-la-la.
just it's just so insane. Minnie is
Yeah.
definitely one of those players that we see coaches potentially eyeing. Same with Aura. And then we also had some great antes coming from Rise Up, especially with that last push for Red Team on to second point. I would argue that Rise Up was one of the players that really helped ensue that push. So great support coming in from Rise Up as well.
Totally. I would be curious to see the comms for the red team on that
Mm-hmm.
last push during OT that they
Yes.
had. I'm sure that they were so hectic, everyone talking all at once, but that's going to have to wait for next time. Folks, we're going to go on a quick break and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. our next Pugs match here, and it looks like we're going to be heading to Junkertown coming up. Tropic, what are you excited to see coming up at Junkertown?
Junkertown is such a diverse map. That first entry, that first point, it is another payload map. So players, attacking team will be objectively trying to get through all 3 checkpoints, and defending team will be trying to stop that with the amount of time on the clock. It is such a diverse map. And so I'm excited to see maybe some fair play in the beginning. Maybe we'll see a little bit of dive coming in, but this is also could be one of those brawly maps with a pirate ship with Bastion on the point for the attackers. So endless possibilities,
Absolutely.
honestly.
You know, I'm ready to see what these teams bring to the table personally. A good old pirate ship is so hard to battle sometimes if you have the backup that you need. But, you know, at the same time, we saw some phenomenal pharmacy coming out in the previous game. So it could be, we could have a big aerial battle coming up as well.
Yeah, Crazy Cat is in the game on the attacker side. We saw some fantastic pharmacy coming from him with the Pharah, but he might be playing the Reinhardt or Winston or main tank in general. So we will see. That is the fun of Pugs, of just seeing the various characters that these players can play and what they feel like playing in that moment.
Absolutely. And it's nice to not be role locked. You know, typically when we play our Overwatch games, we have the 2-2-2, 2 healers, 2 tanks, 2 damage players. But you have to stay within your role when you select. For Pugs, since we have the freedom to do and pick who we want, you can play healer 1 round or tank 1 round, and it's all good and it works. And we saw Crazy play the Widowmaker last map, but it looks like he's going to go back onto that Reinhardt, one of his pride and joys, his comfort. And where he does oftentimes shine. Can't deny it.
Yes. And, you know, I'm pretty excited for the Zens coming online from Fluffalo and Zipabero. Zens can be super deadly, out for blood. And so we might, and Widow, we'll see who gets that first pick.
Oh, looking for that first snipe there. He sees the shot, get taken from that corner, trying to find the angle, but the Sigma shield easily protecting her there. Really nice teamwork from the blue team right there, enabling their DPS. And Orion gets first blood onto Hot. Red team running the double sniper currently, not putting too much pressure on blue as Orion finds another kill onto SVG Kid. Wow, nice job there. Crazy Cat gets taken down, and kills are coming in favor of the blue team. That's going to be a light reset for the red.
Definitely. They really need to, and Breakful, I'm hoping that he gets that initial pick onto Widow. That'll give some space, but Revenant is just creating space and chaos for the red side, and that space that Orion is just playing off of.
Absolutely, and Revenant still pushing that Widowmaker here in the back, and does find the solo kill onto it. Unfortunately, he is punished by Salmon Red's Roadhog, and Red is now on the advantage, pushing forward. Immortality Field comes up trying to keep blue alive, but that is looking like a great cleanup by the red team.
Yes, SVG, his ante was nasty, coming in, and his team is just following in pursuit. Crazy is looking for that initial pick as Orion is up top looking for that another pick coming online. But this red team is pushing this payload. 2:30 on the clock. We do have Rise Up coming in. Baptiste recently got buffed, so I'm excited to see this window that will be coming up from Rise Up soon.
Absolutely, and this time we have Unbreakable on the Widowmaker instead of the Mercy that we saw previously. Oh, unfortunately gets dove by Revenant, and Orion taking down Unbreakable. Oh, does steal the kill from him. Wow, and kills coming through for both sides now, looking in favor more of the red team. Kid trying to do his best to keep everyone alive, and unfortunately he needs some heals himself. Throws the Nano onto Crazy to keep him up, and Crazy just swinging away, pressing that W key we know he absolutely loves. Trance comes through, and so does the whole hog for the blue team, pushing everyone on red back. And Genji looks like, oh, he does manage to take down Icy. Wow, really great job there, as the blue team is still trickling back onto the point now.
Whew, oh man, but red team does have a lot of ults coming into play, with blue team just utilizing them. I think we were going to see a big blade coming online, maybe creating space from Sam with the whole hog. So I'm excited. And also they have spawn advantage coming into this point. So this could also be a pretty easy fight for them to reset as much as they need with this 1 minute on the line.
Yeah, That's absolutely true. And we see Unbreakable here trying to get some initial picks out, heading back to spawn, maybe for a change of character on that front. In the meantime, Fluffalo here on the Lucio, scooting around, keeping everyone alive and speeding people to regroup when need be. Revenant gets the pick and the punch onto Zip. Unfortunately for the Zen, he just gets punched straight into the wall. And Blue Team continues to push Red back up this main alleyway here.
Yes, I know Zip really wants to use his trance, but this Doomfist is just such a big counter to him. I'm hoping that they change to maybe a little bit, maybe another Lucio coming up.
Yeah, well, the flip.
Oh, Shatter comes out.
Wow, and there's the window, I mean the widescreen that we talked about earlier. The blade comes through, trying to get the pick onto him, but he does manage to dive back and get the kill onto Orion. Hot, putting work in. He was so low health as well, trying to do his best, and Revenant just coming in ruthlessly with the punch and the follow-up with his little primary prickles, whatever those, yeah.
And we do have a Moira coming online for Zip. Oh God, the Revenant is just so insane in the backline.
Wow, he is ruthless.
Oh, we have somebody on the payload. Overtime is approaching.
Once again, Hot is on the payload. Soundbarrier comes through for Blue Team for this last fight here, trying to keep everyone back. Wow, Shatter gets thrown by Crazy. Unfortunately, he goes down very quickly afterwards, and Blue still looking to pick off those remaining red players trickling in right now. And Ball is playing swing it and spin it to win it around the payload here, doing his best to keep the OT from bleeding out. Doomfist as Unbreakable coming through. Oh, and he gets taken down so quick. They can't make it back to touch the point. And that is a very short push of the payload for Junker Down.
That was Revenant. We saw his gameplay in the last game with some insane, Widow play, but coming out to a Doomfist, that was insane. He was just creating space for Orion to just pick off click heads and do his thing as Widowmaker. We had that great initial push coming in from Red Team. SVG was doing some great play, great Ana play with some nasty antis, just continuing this momentum. But man, Revenant just really put a stop to that. That was so insane. I'm really hoping that we see some more.
I hope that we see an answer to the Doomfist sooner.
Yes, I agree.
Revenant was just pounding the back line. Unfortunately, Zip was getting hard bullied, especially when he flipped over to Zen. He had the discords he needed, and he had the trance ready, but Revenant was just coming out of nowhere, and he wasn't getting the backup or support he needed. He needed people to. We know how squishy Zen is, and he needs people to peel for him unless you are an insane owl player and kill them before they can do anything. But this is Pugs, okay? And we're here.
We do have Unbreakable on the Kree, so I am thinking that there will be a little bit of stun, some CC to counter that Doomfist.
We saw the Widowmakers holding this right side here initially last game too, so both of them had traded spots now. Oh, Revenant coming in already, trying to find those picks in that alleyway up there up top. The res comes through, bringing Hot back successfully. Nice job by Zip. Poor Zip doesn't know. And Doofus gets bubbled so deadly there when he has the backup from his Zarya as well to keep him from getting stunned. Their Blue Team is pushing forward here. Oh, Crazy Cat goes down, and Revenant gets Hot as well. Kills coming in favor of Blue as they are still pushing forward against the Red Team here. Mercy doing her best to keep everyone alive, but Red needs to reset if they want to recontest this cart. You see that checkpoint real close.
We do have Hot coming in with the Doomfist, so I'm hoping that he puts an answer to this Doomfist play by Revenant. He is just insane right now.
Oh, wow. Crazy Cat gets so low as he's there on the top. All he can do is hold his shield up right now while he waits to get healed. Doomfist, and Hot gets taken down. Revenant, just, wow. Really nice job by the Blue Team. They managed to push that and prevent Red Team from being able to recontest very well on that second push and just popped all their ultimates to back themselves up even more.
Yes, that was, as we see in the play game right now, we've seen Crazy have some insane Reinhardt play, but Revenant, he was just causing chaos for the Red Team's backline and just one by one just picking everybody off. We did see a little bit of Kree there coming in at the end with a stun, but Revenant was like, nope, I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue they almost needed to also run a Brig or a Sombra
That's, yeah,
to help combat that and protect their players a little more. But Revenant just came through. He did a great job at, dispersing the players, working those little small alleyways and turns that provide a lot of slam into the wall options that gives Doomfist that huge damage value that he can bring to the team. On the
definitely.
flip side, I don't want to count out how well Hot did. He pulled that blade, he got the 3 kills. He only had
Yes.
7 health by the end of it after his 3rd kill. So Hot over here has been putting in some work, doing his best to
Yes.
lift the team.
No, 100%. And even SVG coming in with that initial push from red with those nasty antis, and the
Oh,
team just really collapsed onto blue, just continuing that push. It wasn't until Revenant and Orion just the gameplay together, creating space for Orion, causing that chaos, getting the shield down for that moment of, Doofus is on me. And then there's Orion coming in the back. And then, of course, Fluffalo and Rise Up were doing great heals for
oh
them.
yeah,
We saw,
absolutely.
Fluff, was it, yeah, Rise Up was just,
Hmm?
no, yeah, Rise Up was just constantly healing the Doofus. He'd be low, but that pocket was just so insane coming up. So I definitely think that Rise Up is a potential killer that, coaches might be eyeing.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree there. And, we did see a lot of resources getting poured into Revenant. So I wonder how successful he may or may not be with a team that didn't give him that type of investment all the time. We saw heals getting diverted to him. We saw nades getting diverted to him, the bubbles getting diverted to him. I mean, as long as he's putting in the work, totally within reason and a valid investment. Uh, but at what point does it no longer pay off?
That's true. And especially if they had chosen maybe a Sombra in the background, like you said, or a Brig, that could have went like straight to, could
Yep,
have
it could have
no value.
easily negated that.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And I would have really loved to see that switch over sooner. Or yeah, something to protect the backline a bit more from Revenant just diving in over and over.
Yeah. And I did
Yeah.
see that coming in from Red Team that we had alts online, and alts can be so powerful in Overwatch. And so we didn't really want to probably switch mid game, but it might have been one of those situations where it just needed it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's hard, especially when you're like, well, I have it or I'm close. It's a hard judgment call to make sometimes. Is it worth actually continuing to play and utilize that ultimate, or can you bring more value by completely resetting? And will you pop off when you reset? It's so hard to know sometimes.
So
And
yeah.
how well your team will respond with it, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes you switch characters and they're like, oh yeah, I support that Zenyatta way easier than I support my Mercy for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Oh,
we'll see. Teams are being switched up right now. New players will be coming to the court.
and some of the
So,
ones we've already
and
seen
some of the
still.
ones, yes. And so
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited to see. We did see a little bit of diverse comp in this last one. So we'll see how it continues switching up with a new map. What
yeah.
map are you hoping for?
Any control map at this point, man, I would love to switch off a hybrid. Not 2 CP, 2 capture point is not my favorite. But I'm a big fan of Elios or Lijiang Tower. So I would love to see going to either of those. I like seeing the boops. And in Lijiang Tower, there's a lot of entry point potentials for your team to push through, right? There's usually a
Yeah.
right or a left side. One has more boops, one has less boops. And I like
And
to see how they
Ilios,
respond to that.
well,
That's
is always fun
oh
to
yeah.
see. We have some hookers with Hog. We have some boopers with Lucio.
Some
Um,
pullers by the Orisa.
by Risa, yes. Some extra boopers from Ferret, flying boopers.
All right. And looks like we might also have the false appearance general manager playing in this next Pugs match. Mr.
Ooh.
Spentek, one of them here.
And
See what
Overwatch's competitive manager 3 coming into
oh,
play here too. So
Okay.
I'm pretty excited to see, what's in store.
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic to see these guys play. We got Plasma Turtle back in too. They did some
We have
great
Matt
gameplay
Thriller back
early.
in too,
Yeah, all right.
and
It should be.
Gucci coming on.
Oh, they did
So,
great on the DPS earlier. We saw him almost C9ing the payload. So he knows the objective of the game and keeps his eye on the prize. And if I was a coach, that's something I would value, right? We talk about the C9 when players forget to be on the point, but they have the opportunity to be there, but time runs out because they're not, and they're not remembering the true objective of the Overwatch game. And if you can make sure your team is aligned for that, that is the goal, right? To win the objective and the point. And
mhm.
you know what? I'm excited to see what these two teams are going to bring. We're ready to see what they are going to get pumped up about and
And our
how.
wish is our command with Lijiang Tower. I'm pretty excited to see
Yes.
this. We are going to
Yes.
control, folks, with the objective for both teams to capture that initial point in the middle with 100%. Both teams can fight over. One team can capture at one moment, and then another team can capture the next moment. So it'll be really exciting. It'll is a best of 3 maps. So I'm pretty excited as we're on Gardens.
Yeah, and
Or
this.
Night Market. Night Market.
It is night market. Like she said, one of 3 different map potentials here at Lijiang Tower. And if you look here, you'll see that this is the one of 2 ways that people can enter the point or go towards. We have this boop route and the primary non-boop route as well. So we'll see what teams what routes they decide to go and what type of characters with the boop potential or speed potential they have. Quick rollouts here as the TP gets set down by the Symmetra. Looks like Sandstorm is actually looking to stay on that. Probably going to go up high with the teleporter and let everyone drop in as well. But are both teams doing that strategy in general? Both Bastions coming around the edge here, fighting for that health pack. Revenant manages to get to him first, and Mini goes down. First blood drawn by Revenant on the blue team here, and at that point, kills are now coming in favor of blue some. Still, anybody's fight a little bit, but red's gonna back off after that for sure and reset.
No, definitely. And both teams were having the same strategy on point, but the big difference here is that blue got on there first, and first team who usually gets onto the point usually wins the round. So I'm pretty we'll see how they utilize this. No changes in comp right now. Mini is just looking for that potential coming in here, but no picks quite yet.
Oh yeah, and Revenant was set up over there on the side, just pouring damage in through the front line as well. Red team pushing forward, but Gucci holding the front line here. You can see him hiding around this choke, waiting, looking for an Earth Shatter, probably off beat, charges through in front of him. Oh, and there's Gucci with the Shatter, dropping a lot of people on the ground, getting some of the kills as well. And that's Red team now pushing onto the point. Really nice job there. No one has capped the point yet, by the way. So really, really long opening fight with no one in possession. Red now officially in possession and counting.
Did blue not cap that point to begin with? Oh my gosh! Oh, that is pretty insane. But teams are now here. We do have a little bit of switches coming on with Sandstorm on the Kree, but Revenant is still staying strong on the Bastion, and Many does get him.
Wow! And another Earth Shatter here by Gucci. That was farmed quickly, if I say so myself. Mini takes down Matt Thriller as well, and Plasma Turtle does happen to take down the DPS. Val comes through with Immortality Field, keeping everyone on red alive, and Blue Rise Up throws the sound barrier, trying his best to keep the team up, but they're getting picked off, and Red is mowing them down. That's going to be a reset for Blue Tropic.
And Red has some really big ults coming up. 3 has Grab and Mini to combo. Oh, Mini just breaks it out with a back lane Bastion. Are we?
Yeah, there he is. Tank form Bastion doing his best. He's trying to boop up high and jump away. Thankfully, the pockets and the lamp come through. Mini just decides to go full aggressive, take the pockets and all the resources. Unfortunately, he gets taken down, and the kills are now coming in favor of the blue team. Revenant popped his own ult, and that's going to be a cleanup for blue.
100%. That was... And blue team did force some ults coming out from red team, which will be great in the end for them, but they still have 3 with that big grab coming in. They really need another big grab to potentially get this point. But Matt has been getting some really, and again, Matt coming in with that headshot. So this is going to be, man.
Wow, yeah, and here we see Matt taking the long angle here, putting the pressure onto the red team as they get grabbed in, grouping up really nicely. Offbeat, oh wow, 2 kills coming in favor of the red team. That's tough for blue. Oh, but the pin is successful, doesn't find the kill, and Matt Thriller getting a kill, but gets taken down in response. Red is now pushing aggressively onto the point. Earth Shatter comes out, and the Ryan Offbeat had died right before, nothing to block that there, and Gucci gets the Fire Strike kill onto Sandstorm. That's blue team cleaning up red. Oh,
wow.
Revenant,
Bastion Duel coming on. Who's gonna take
oh
it?
My goodness. And he gets taken down.
And
He's trying
some
to
power squats in the end.
Let's go. I mean, it's a duel of egos and of bastions, and when you win your character duel, you got to tell them, get that mental game going. Oh, but right now, red team pushing through the main alleyway. It's here trying to get back to the point once again. Minnie's got tank form online as well, going through the back line. Oh, he pops it. He's getting ready. Put some damage into the back line. Finds one. Oh, Revenant also pops his own tank, finding 2 in answer, and Plasma Turtle's there to follow up back on Minnie. What a great shutdown by the blue team.
Wow. You know, red team has one fight here, coming in with 90% approaching for blue team. They have one all online, which could be pretty big if they utilize it together. We do have a Widow coming online for Minnie, so whoever gets this initial pick could be the one who gets the momentum. Oh, and Minnie does get that initial pick for red.
Yeah,
oh,
Minnie
but enough time. Wow.
Wow. I mean, red team there needed to get on the point. They were having a lot of pressure. It was going to be tough for them to be able to make it on there. Between the long distance pressure from the sniper and the tank line just really holding the front. They were so aggressive pushing through that initial choke there.
This is my personal favorite of Lejong. We're going to see some potential boops. It looks like red team will be going more of a dive. So I'm pretty excited to see if we get some massive environmental kills. You know, I love the boops.
Oh yeah, it's a hard lesson to learn. If you're on the receiving end, it is a hard lesson to learn. And both teams now rolling out. You can see Lucio trying to speed boost. We talked about how important it is to get to the point first. So both teams taking a little bit different approaches here. There's the boop attempt, doesn't quite find him, but Rise Up sneaking away. Sophie, oh, not sure how that part's gonna start. Looks like he's okay. And Plasma Turtle now holding the point with Gucci as they put pressure onto the red team tank. Diva trying to get mowed down, doesn't quite find any DMEC there. Right now, both teams are fighting on the point. Zip doing his best to keep the team alive, but everyone's duking it out here, moving over into the white room as well on that bridge. Doomfist, oh, Revenant on the Doomfist again. This could be bad in the hallway. Here comes the punch. Doesn't quite connect with anyone. And Plasma Turtle does DMEC off beat. Looking really good for both teams as they're fighting here on the point. It is chaos. Everyone off beat, able to remech. And Matt Thriller goes down from Buffalo, the healer. Fantastic job by the Lucio. Grab gets thrown, and so does full time Gucci. And 3-man grab doesn't get too much there. Winston as 3 does receive the nano and primals as well, keeping everyone on the blue very discouraged from coming back to the point and placing a ton of people. That Thriller now putting in the work with 2 kills and Revenant helping clean up as well. That is going to be a reset for the red team.
Wow. Oh my god. What a long fight. Grab into how many seconds? That was ridiculous. And Matt coming in really big with the Tracer, getting those key picks to turn this point back into Blue's favor. Oh, and here we go again. Revenant getting picked by the...
Wow, it's a good thing he had that Meteor Strike. Where's he going to go? And doesn't quite find the kill onto it there. Here comes the Diva Bomb getting thrown. What a nice throw there.
Big pick. Big pick there.
Yes, absolutely. And now the fight breaking out onto point here as red team continues to push forward. Sound barrier comes out from Rise Up, giving everybody that extra boost they need, and Revenant utilizes it, takes down 3, and blue team is now pushing onto red, trying to keep them from capping the point here. Still some kills coming through, and oh, Minnie does get the pulse bomb onto Rise Up, but Zip takes down Fluffalo and Sandstorm. DPS Moira coming in through. That's a reset for the red.
Big reset, but we do have a Blade coming online. So I definitely hope Sansa really needs to get at least a couple kills to keep the momentum going. And Minnie does get that initial pick onto Matt, which is huge, but Revenant does have the ult coming up along with Plasma Turtle, so this could be some big counter plays coming in.
Yeah, that's true. And right now we see Minnie trying to put in work here on the side, flanking around to put that damage. And oh, Rise Off just fell off the edge. And here's the grab, trapping the red players. Minnie doesn't go anywhere after that. Kills coming in favor of mostly the blue team. And red is trying to escape and group back up.
Wow, red has one more pick, one more fight coming, one more push coming into play here. Revenant is just doing insane. And what happened to Rise Up again? Oh no!
Oh no!
It's off to Minnie. Oh, big pick off of 3 though. This could give them the momentum to push on the point.
Absolutely. Gucci's down. That's the main tank for blue, and red needs to get on the point and continue pushing. They're there to trigger the OT, and Matt Thriller trying to take down the Moira. That orb really putting some damage on him. Ooh, unfortunately, Spentek can't quite get him. Pulse Bomb comes through, doesn't find anything, and Matt Thriller does get taken down. Oh, kills coming in from both sides though, and red team's Hammett is playing spin it to win it here, keeping the point and OT from bleeding away. Pulse Bomb comes through, doesn't find much there, and Revenant still putting in work here on the point. Coalescence from Zip. Oh, takes down Buffalo. Nice job there. Revenant just punching people into the walls.
Wow. Sid.
That was
wow.
A great job. Really nice win there for the blue team.
Great job all around, but wow, we definitely saw some crazy players come out. Plasma with the big grabs, just constantly shiny, charged up to the max, and Matt Thriller, we can't not talk about Matt Thriller coming in with that initial red had a really strong start for Night Market, but Matt switched to Widow and then Tracer in the end. Just really made so much space for red team, for blue team, excuse me. And then Revenant just comboing in with the Doomfist once again. Just great teamwork coming in from the blue team.
It was great to see that Matt Thriller changed his character and went up against those duels against Minnie. And, it wasn't one-sided for either of them. Sometimes one would win, sometimes the other. And, we also saw sometimes they got pocketed, and that's how they get the win, right? So Overwatch is a team game. As much as we want to say, oh, I carried this and that, someone's there helping you carry. There's always someone there.
Zip Barrow coming in with the Moira. We saw some great DPS Moira. I love Moira.
Yes.
And just wow. But my question is, what was Rise Up doing a few times he fell off the map?
Well, okay, so I saw Rise Up doing a beautiful Lucio rollout, especially the first couple times. You see them go out the initial spawn, hit the little informational directory thing there. He goes on the roof. You're supposed to hit that boulder and then scoot across that gap right there. I don't think he hit the boulder right. I think he missed it and fell straight into the hole, which is actually a pond on that map.
There are koi fish in that pond. If you have not seen it,
took a little swim with the fish.
It is really cute.
So, how much time have you spent in that pond?
Maybe too much time. When you're playing Mercy and you're fall in there and you're please help me, and then you just take that really sad journey down. That's happened, and you get to see the slow float, look at the fish on your way down, and then rip.
Yes, and we talked about how those Lucio boops are a tough lesson to learn if you're on the receiving end. So
100%.
That's right where the fish are. There's also a lot of boot potential around the outskirts of that point. You have the main point there and that wall that encases it, but there is a little catwalk around the entire area. And if you come around at the wrong time, it's so easy for a Brig or a Lucio to boop. It's even easy for Diva to fly straight at you and boop you back. It's a
100%.
small catwalk.
Yeah, and honestly, maybe dive wasn't the answer there for red team. Blue went right off to the brawl without Ryan Zarya. And maybe and Matt Thriller, he was just doing a lot of damage in the back line.
Yeah,
Um, but all
absolutely.
around, man, great Overwatch tonight, guys.
Absolutely. I like some of the really aggressive Reinhardt plays we saw. The Bastion play sometimes can be a little bit of a snoozeville, but not this time. We saw that Bastion duel go down, and we saw them actually moving around and putting pressure on each other multiple times as well, not just in the turret click to point adventure mode.
Yes.
All right. We did see them try to use that, what is it,
We
tank
saw some
mode.
power spots
We
coming out.
saw, yes, we saw them win the character duel, the power squat victory. Whew, yeah. Oh, but both teams still getting mixed up really, really well. I like that we're seeing Gucci play on different characters and different roles too. I think that's really great for the coaches and their drafting phase. It's great to have a one trick or a specialist, but this is Pugs. We're not sure what you're going to get dealt, and being flexible is huge. It's such a huge asset to be flexible.
And we did see Gucci on that patient Reinhardt shatter. He was waiting for the right time, get in a 3K, and oh man, that was a beautiful shatter.
Well, he saw the opposing Reinhardt charge through already. He let the Zarya walk through as well. You're right, absolutely right on that patience front. Just waited for the right moment. The healers finally walked through, and then boom, caught him right there. And he wasn't able to save all of his teammates, but he knew that's not what needed to happen to win the fight.
Yep. And it looks like we're going to Disneyland, aka Blizzard World. So I'm pretty excited for this. This is another hybrid map. Attackers will try to get that first point. Once they get that first point, then they will pursue the payload to the second and third points to capture the whole map.
That's right. And, this first push here through the initial gates for the offense team is really tough. It's a small choke. And unless they opt to go the side route, which still is quite a lot of funneling, that's a funneling choke point. I mean, it's a choke point for a reason, right? It is tough for a lot of teams to unlock the payload on that first point. So I hope that we see some really good offense, some coordination. I do also hope we see this Sombra get stuck with on Unbreakable. That would be great to see. We haven't seen very much Sombra play at all today.
Definitely. I'm pretty excited for that. We're seeing SVG Kid onto the DPS. They were a healer to begin with. So I'm pretty excited all around. What we're going to see here. Both teams look a little brawly. And 3 is going, instead of the off team, going on the Ana. So that'll be also exciting.
And looks like we've got Aro back in as well on that Zarya. So we should expect to see some great grabs and some very clutch personal and friendly bubbles as well. Both teams now just rolling out here. But Revenant takes the boulder to the face right there, opening of Blizzard World. Really nice job there. Offbeat, just beautiful launch. He must have practiced. Golden right there. In the meantime, Matt Thriller putting pressure on the backline of Red Team, but just peppering them here. Grenade comes through, but Gucci manages to find the fire strike onto Matt Thriller, shutting him down. Red Team now swarming the point as well. The res comes through for Offbeat, but that is Red cleaning up the blue team here as they are starting to cap this first point to unlock the payload.
Wow, Unbreakable coming in, hacking the right people, and just getting this momentum for Red to start off with. Oh my god, 3 minutes on the clock already.
There's the hack for Plasma Turtle, and unfortunately he can't lift his shield up at all after he's been hacked, and Red Team is still continuing to push their assault here on Blizzard World. Unfortunately, no one was moving the payload. They are now finally moving the payload, but Red Team pushing so far forward at the spawn door, traffic.
And this is so fantastic right now because they have ult online. They are ready to take this. They know they don't have spawn advantage, but they are willing to burn this or continue this momentum that they have. Ram does come out with a blade to follow.
And they're just swinging away. Gucci just decides to step forward. Like, everyone's a piñata when you're Reinhardt, and everyone's stuck in the grab. It's a good time for him.
And Shatter is ensuing right now as they're just stuck in spawn. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe he saved Shatter too. What great restraint there. We talked about that in the last map. And once again, Gucci just showing the patience needed to be a really effective Reinhardt for his team. Right now, Blue has pushed back to regroup some. They decided to, wow, great job there. Nice job with the bubble from Plasma Turtle coming in clutch there against the Earth Shatter. And a couple kills now coming in favor of the blue team, looking really good as they now continue to press their assault onto the payload. Dropping down from above, Plasma Turtle getting another kill. Very nice job there. And looks like Red is going to need to reset and regroup after this.
No, 100%. But they have some really strong golds coming up. They have EMP. And honestly, I think that can be a big push just for Red in general. They have a B to follow in case Zip or one of the blue team do decide to ult. Offbeat, they do have quite a bit of ult coming up, so that could be a big push stall for their momentum.
Absolutely. I mean, teams could easily win a fight with only EMP, and we see Unbreakable here getting into the right position. There it is, a 5-man EMP hitting a lot of people. Does manage to take down Kid beforehand, but Damir comes through. Kills going in favor of both teams now. Coalescence comes out from Zip, followed up with the whole hog from Offbeat. Zip finding the kill onto Revenant, and that is Blue pushing back the red team's assault, Tropic.
Wow, but red team does, we've seen Aura's grabs in the past. We know we probably will see a fat grab coming in with a blade to follow up, but at the same time, we have some great ults coming in for the blue team. Matt has a high noon coming up, and Winston has a really good primal to stall this point out as long as he likes.
Absolutely, and Molten Core is a great stalling thing as well.
Grab
gets thrown from so far away. Nice shot there. Unfortunately, looks like kills are coming in favor of the blue team, even though Aro did manage to throw that grab. Winston tickling them from the back line there, and great last kill there onto Gucci from Plasma Turtle. Red's resetting once again.
We are seeing a Winston coming out from Oro. Maybe that'll be the answer to counter that Matt Thriller. Again, he's put in some great work, making the space, and Plasma just helping out, making space for Matt to do some damage. We have a Shatter coming up, though, and Nano to... Revenant gets really low, and Blade comes out with the Nano follow!
Nice job there by Revenant, cutting down 2 people and a third. There's Revenant taking a lot of work into his own hands there as he continues to put pressure onto Fluffalo as well. That turret putting in a little bit of chip damage, not too much concern for the red team at this time. And they're still pushing the payload back forward to the second checkpoint here. Kid trying to do his best to stall, throwing Molten Core, does manage to find 3, and Gucci gets killed as well. Wow, blue team coming back to hold this point here before they can touch the second checkpoint.
They have spawn advantage. Honestly, when you touch the enemy team spawn, it's a little bit of karma. So it's probably proper karma coming in for the red team. Those are really big stall ultimates. So Plasma with the Primal, SVG with the Molten Core. We do have another EMP coming up, though. So if it is played right, there won't be any shields for Revenant to do some damage that we've seen him play on Widow.
Absolutely. That would be so great to see. A great EMP here, taking down everyone's ability. There it is. Huge EMP. This one catches 4 people. Unfortunately, Unbreakable does get picked down so quickly right after. And Coalescence comes out from Zip once again, doing work. And Matt Thriller takes down Revenant. Everyone's in that little hallway with Coalescence just so effective with everyone lined up like that. Nice and easy for Zip there.
Definitely, and 3 is on the break now, so they're coming around 2 point. Are they potentially going to take this?
Wow, and okay, Matt Thriller looking for some high ground, trying to make sure that his team's being protected from all sides. Widowmaker coming up here, he sees her, he knows, there it is, takes Revenant down. Not sneaky enough, Revenant, but good thing for Revenant, he was avenged by Aro, and now both teams looking to push the payload a little bit more. Fluffalo just can't manage to find the kill onto 3, and still just trying to put damage in. Rally! Fluffalo pops Rally, giving everyone that armor and the speed now, just chasing down people left and right. You can see holding the flail, not letting up at all.
Oh, it's overtime.
Oh, wow. There's Matt.
Wow.
Great
Fluffalo.
high noon.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know, we've seen that nasty Doomfist coming up from Revenant, but he was just countered left and right with Fluffalo's boop into Matt's high noon there. Wow.
Absolutely. It was so great to see. Fluffalo did a great job.
Yes.
And
100%.
heals, just keeping the team alive, everything that it was, yeah.
And you know, Red Team had a really great initial push. It seems like Gucci and Aura are really vibing on the tank. That initial push with the Zarya Ryan, just pushing in with 4 minutes. I think it was a little over 4 minutes on the clock. But blue teams stall and that just burn on that time. Definitely SVG and Plasma Turtle, or was it Oppie? I think Oppie was on the Winston. Just huge plays coming around from them just to stall that.
Yeah, and every time Aro was throwing his grav, Gucci was up there getting aggressive. And like I said, everyone's like a pinata when they're stuck in the grav and you're a Reinhardt. You just swing away and let the hit points drop left and right. But
excited, though. Revenant is coming up with the Ashe and 3's on the Mercy. So okay. You know, we might see a little bit of 3 Battle Mercy action. I'm hoping.
Absolutely, and you know, I could also see Revenant just getting pocketed the hell out of him, nice and cozy there with the heals and damage boost. And right now, looks like blue team is just pushing forward here down the main choke around the Blizzard statue. Revenant, there's that damage boost he's receiving from his Mercy, and blue is pushing up the right side. Oh, what a fire strike, taking down Fluffalo. Nice job by Gucci there. Oh, and Revenant getting really aggressive by the Widow, doing some fancy footwork, trying not to get shot. Unfortunately, Kid does take him down. Really nice job there by Kid. Matt Thriller gets a pick onto 3. Oh, taking down the Mercy for red team. That's huge for them. And Plasma Turtle also goes down. That's a tank, and wow. That's gonna have to be a reset for
definitely reset. We do see Widow duels coming live in. So Matt really has to get that initial pick to just continue this momentum for. Oh, and he's looking for it. He's looking for 3, but a rise on his head is not there.
No, not quite. Almost had the shot there. Doing his best. Revenant now still. Revenant wins the sniper battle against the Hanzo. Nice job there by Revenant.
Oh, Revenant!
1-2 by Revenant, winning both sniper battles back to back. Six does get the kill onto 3, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Red team's Aro's nanoed. Nice job there by Ryzok, keeping the support with the anti to combo on to the opposing nanoed Ryan as well. Plasma Turtle doing his best to stay alive. The grab gets thrown. Plasma Turtle can't escape. Zip can't escape yet. Zip's trying to keep Plasma Turtle alive, and Gucci goes for the charge. Gucci now backing off. It looks like Red Team not getting too much more aggressive there. They know that they... Oh, what a great pick by Matt Thriller on the Aro. That could be a huge opening for the blue team here. Matt Thriller gets dropped down to 4, though. Revenant is not going to let blue push easily if he has anything to say about it.
And lots of ults are coming up from blue, so that's going to be a big, nasty combo dragon with grab coming up, I'm expecting.
Absolutely. And, I mean, grab dragon combo is... Oh,
and there it is! Getting 3 grab!
Absolutely. And Turret's gonna take it down. Dragons come through as well. 2 kills successfully on to the red team from the Dragons, and blue is now pushing forward, capping the point here to unlock the payload.
Wow,
that
was
a grab dragon combo.
Grab setup. That was
such
a beautiful grab setup. Grab combo setup. Aura already is 60 to that next grab. We have slides coming online for our Revenant. This could be a potential stall as Ryans are duking it on the point right now.
Oh, wow. Nice job there. Plasma Turtle getting a little low, but both Reinhardt's aggressive on this front line. Immortality Field is invested into Gucci as well, and Revenant is putting that pressure on the long range still. Offbeat, trying to keep forward, putting pressure forward as well. And both teams now just waiting for the cart to come around, baiting out the cooldowns from each other. Looks like Plasma Turtle's going to be looking for that shatter. Absolutely. There it is. There's the shadow. There's the nano to follow up. So he is extra boosted there. What a great sweep taking down Plasma Turtle just briefly. Unfortunately, he gets woken up so quick, but blue team now pushing forward aggressively as red team is still falling one after one, getting staggered. They're gonna have to reset if they're gonna hold the second point.
Yes, and we are seeing some great Hanzo play. Oh, but Revenant just picking Matt up. Oh, wow.
Matt got caught. Got caught looking.
You know, Gucci really needs a big shatter coming up. Boost all this momentum. They do have a spawn advantage, so this is looking pretty good for it. And there it is! Big grab. Rip. Oh, but this time.
Wow, and you know what? Kills coming in favor of the red team now. Gucci did bring that Earth Shatter down and put 2 people on the ground. Really great initiation there from the red team.
And great ult management. They only use 2 ults there. They have 4 ults coming up, which will be really great. But Offbeat, it does have that grab, and if they have a really big that has great follow-up, that's red.
Oh, absolutely. And Plasma Turtle almost pinned Aro there on the high ground. Thankfully, he was able to get out, and Bubbles from both Zaryas protecting their own Reinhardts as well. There comes the grab, grouping everyone up as well. Oh, and Freeze gets the Immortality Field up to keep moving alive. Beautiful bat play there. Heals left and right with the own heal boost as well. And Unbreakable gets 2 kills with the blade in the meantime. Wow, Red Team doing a great job. Oh, and Revenant killing Matt Thriller again. Wow, great back and forth Widow duels that we've been seeing. And also Kid versus Revenant as well. All snipered battles have been very great this season.
We have that Dragon grab combo coming online for SVG and Offbeat. So if they get a big one, that could be the end for attacking the red team. So we'll see if red gives them the opportunity.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a Widow duel there going off on the side. But here on the main fight, we have Plasma Turtle and Plasma Turtle and Offbeat pushing forward. The Shatter comes through, dropping them somehow, and there's the grab up there. Dragons come through as well to follow up, but no kills coming through. Fire Strike does manage to find Zip, but Kid takes the other healer back from the other team, and Red fends off the attack from Blue. Just Kid here on the high ground and his Ana right below him.
Wow! Oh my gosh! This started off with. Oh my god! Both teams don't have any ults coming online quite yet. Gucci does have it. He will be getting that shatter, and Matt was not getting it.
Wow!
He's getting it.
Poor Matt. He was caught all alone there. Didn't have anyone who could really peel for him to back him up. But he was getting really aggressive there on Revenant with those Widow angles. Right now, Red Team taking the high ground as Blue is still pushing forward down underneath. Shatter comes through, doesn't find anyone. What a beautiful block by Plasma Turtle. And Gucci still getting aggressive. He saw that Anti was there. It's worn off now. Immortality Field comes up, and both Reinhardts swinging on the point. Aro throws the grab again. Oh my gosh, there it is. Everyone grouped up there, being cleared out. That was a great push.
That was a beautiful grab by Oro. That was just such a both teams coming to play. Wow.
Absolutely. Wow. And folks, that was fantastic. We have Revenant here, got our play of the game. I mean, we saw his Genji play on point repeatedly. He got multiple multi-kills with his blade, both with and without the nano, which I would say says a lot for a Genji player, you know? They're usually pretty nano entitled, but it was great to see such good work getting done without having to pour all the resources into the one player.
Yeah, honestly, and I think Aro is definitely going to be a top potential, top person that coaches are looking for. And Gucci and Oro had such great chemistry in that round. We did see Oro with Pascal as well, though, and I would be curious to see Oro with Crazy Cat. So that's going to be a hard choice for the coaches coming up, or the team captains. But healers, Sid. Oh. That was some great healer play. 3 coming in with the Baptiste, saving the team. You know, at one moment it was a little, as a support main myself, I was getting little heart attacks were coming online for how low the team was, but 3 keeping alive with the immortality shield fantastic plays coming up. And then, of course, Rise Up. We've seen Rise Up perform. And yet again, those antes were just ridiculous.
Yes, absolutely. And what was it? We saw those pockets coming through. They were essential. And Reinhardt's getting aggressive to follow up on those key antes for sure.
Plasma Turtle. Also, with that big block, Gucci was coming in. He wanted to. That Shatter could have won it for the red team, but Plasma Turtle with that clutch block, he was antied, but no worries. I got the shield.
Yep. Nope. I mean, and it goes to say maybe he was blocking it because he had already been antied. Well, either way you paint the picture, phenomenal block there. And just some really all around great gameplay. We saw Revenant popping off. We saw Hot getting work done. And Unbreakable also doing a fair amount of damage.
And it was also fun to see Spen, our GM, our general manager, coming into play, as well as 3. So treats all around.
Absolutely. And folks, that looks like it was our last Pugs match here of the evening. Make sure you stick around. We do have the draft coming up in 15 minutes. But in the meantime, we do want to give a quick shout out to, FA Studios, our production staff, and all of you viewers there at home supporting and watching us. Big thank you to all of you. Tropic, thank you for being a lovely co-caster. And folks, we will see you back here, like I said, 15 minutes for the chaos and the heartache and the drama that will be the draft for the Feast of Feeders.